Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Dicejunkies presents Mass Effect Andromeda. This is a review, and we're reviewing the first 10 hours of play from the trial. We will come back in about a week or so and do a full review on the game. To start us off, y'all got anything you want to say?
Well, our two playtesters are Damien and Xenodamus here, and
All right. We've discussed it a lot. We sort of came up with the things we want to cover here. So I think the first thing we're going to look at is character creation. So with character creation, you actually get to choose whether you're a male or a female. And then you have a twin. And your twin is going to be the opposite sex of whatever you choose for your character.
you also do the face. You don't really do build or body. I think you just do a facial.
There was no build or body. It was purely face, skin color.
Human.
Yeah, you have to be human.
I liked the character creation of it. I did not like that you couldn't do your body. You know, I didn't
honestly,
really like that.
Honestly, I would have gone longer with the character creation because there's a lot of things you can change, a lot of aspects of the face you can change. Mm-hmm. But with it being a 10-hour, I wasn't sure how far I was going to get in that 10 hours, and so I was like, I don't want to spend all day trying to make my character.
Yeah. Fraternal, by the way, too. Like, your twin doesn't have to look exactly like you.
No.
And the father in the game is going to look like you.
Mm-hmm.
So if your twin is way off from you, your father will still look like you.
Yeah, I did notice they did not seem to care about your twins, like their color or anything. So you could be white and your twin could be as black as night, and it did not say crap about it.
Yeah. Which, I went in and made my twin look like me. So,
well, and I did the same thing because, it was just like, twin. So I'm going to try to match some skin color, try to get some of the facial features similar. Mm-hmm. But
you also pick a Shepard's gender, right?
Yes. Also, so after character creation, at the bottom of the list, it asks you about Shepard, where you can mention whether or not you're Shepard if you played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Or if you didn't, you still get to pick whether or not Shepard was male or female in your world.
The return of Femship.
So,
I like Femship. I played Femship in all three of them.
You know me, I tend to play male. So
I tend to play female.
I saw a lot of stuff with it.
But any questions on the character creation?
Character creation is not. You don't pick a class. You don't pick really a backstory. You make a face. You make a face for your twin.
Now, during the character creation, isn't that where we picked whether or not we were tech or bionic, though, and stuff?
Yeah. You get to
pick a background.
You do get to pick, but it's not a background like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
No.
You know, where you picked if you were a colonist or born on Earth.
You don't do that. It just gives you bonuses on certain abilities.
Yes.
Like if you pick tech, you get a technician. You get some bonuses on some of the tech abilities.
Yeah. Basically, you pick out of a since they don't have classes, you basically pick one of the three trees you specialize in.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that actually comes in play later as well because you can level that up and change that up as you level. Because so each level of one of those backgrounds requires that you have so many points in a certain skill. So in character creation, where you pick it, it just goes, okay, so we'll put his points in this so that you meet that criteria. But later on, you can modify it and change it and stuff like that.
Yes.
All right, next up.
Controls.
Most important thing to me most of the time.
Yeah. Now, to me, I did not really have any complaints about the controls. Now, I tried both keyboard and gamepad. Damien did mostly keyboard. I did give him my gamepad for the end to play around with. The controls for the keyboard I thought were great for aiming and stuff like that. I didn't like the way the looking around and stuff with the keyboard and mouse was not the
intuitive.
It was a little jumpy to me. Did you?
I enjoyed the keyboard more, but I played the keyboard more, and I'm a keyboard player. The only thing I didn't care for was when you were in the vehicle. The vehicle. I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. But when you're in the vehicle, you use WSAD, and I didn't like that at all. The gamepad was much better in the vehicle
Yeah.
than the keyboard. Other than that, like you said, the aiming with the mouse is phenomenal. You know.
Now, what about controls with combat?
The only thing that I really saw a difference of on the gamepad, I could jump up in the air and then charge, whereas I couldn't really get that on the keyboard.
Yeah.
as-
Now, I figure with a keyboard, I mean, the controls are customizable. You can go into settings and you can change them up. And I probably could have got the keyboard more to my liking if I would have went in there and modified them. To me, though, a good test of a game is when their default keyboard layout feels intuitive. And I did not feel the default keyboard layout felt intuitive. Where the default game pad was definitely
You
intuitive.
think it's probably made with a controller in mind?
Yes.
Makes sense. While I have not played the game, I watched you both play, and even though Damon didn't say so, I did notice that even when you got into combat with early on with the controller, you seem to be moving a lot smoother almost immediately. I think it's that intuitive, like you said, layout that it's like.
Well, with the combat in this one being less like some of the previous ones, I think had the pause combat and stuff like this. This is all fast-paced action combat.
You know, I'm running gun.
That style of combat is more intuitive with a gamepad in my experience.
Gameplay?
Overall gameplay, I mean, he mentioned the driving the vehicle. I thought with the controller, the vehicle drove really well. It did not have as many features as some of the past Mass Effects, like the height of its jump and stuff, but they are upgradable, and we'll know more about that in the full game.
Y'all ever get any guns for it?
No,
No.
I don't
Maybe
know
later.
if that. I don't know if that comes up later or not.
But remember, this game is.
I ran over a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You were getting into that. I saw you getting into
Yeah,
that.
but this game is not exactly combat oriented. I mean, it is combat oriented, but you're an explorer, not a soldier.
So it
Well,
makes
yeah,
sense
yeah,
for you to
yeah.
weaponize the vehicle later,
Later.
if you realize there's a
Yeah.
problem.
Oh yeah. I mean, you came in the theory of. I mean, the story of the game is, and that's where we're going next. Is with the story. Is that you're a pathfinder? You're going out there. You're exploring worlds. You're trying to find a habitable place so that you can bring all these people, start farming, and start up a new civilization. Of course, shit went wrong, as most.
Wouldn't be a game if it didn't.
Most plots for games happen.
It'd be space Minecraft otherwise.
Now, as far as the story goes, my biggest concern with the story is I do see it is it's very similar to the old Mass Effects. I mean, you have an ancient race's technology
That is clearly
that
more
is
advanced
clearly
than
more
anything you've ever
advanced.
seen.
People are fighting over planets that have this technology. You know, I mean, that's fucking the older Mass Effect.
With
Yeah,
the
the
Protheans.
precursors,
Yeah.
Protheans, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was Halo with the precursors, but yeah, this is a trope that I would have liked to have not quite seen pop up again. I'll admit,
I was
'cause
hoping
this is
for
an old space trope.
I was hoping for a new twist on the story. It was a little bit of the
I mean,
same.
can't for once your space civilization be cutting edge and not find out you're like, oh no,
Yeah.
man, thousands of years ago, everyone was way smarter than us.
I mean, that's. Well, I mean, you already know that from the previous one, so why do you have to beat that horse? You know?
Yeah, apparently you found another ancient civilization.
Yeah. Apparently, we're stupider than a lot of things. So,
Think the Reapers are going to come up again?
I have no clue, man.
That'd suck if you're trying to get away from the Reapers for 600 years, pop up and just find out like, no, they're over here too.
Yeah.
Side quests?
Now it does have a good number of side quests.
Excuse me.
I picked up several during the 10-hour play, and actually, once I got to the stopping point, because they put a stop on the main quest in the trial, I went and started doing a bunch of side quests. I also played a little bit with the planet mining and stuff because there's some planets that are uninhabitable that you can do similar that you could in the older Mass Effect, where you can go and shoot a little probe, find the anomaly and mine that to get some extra resources.
While we're on that, that's one problem I did have with the game. It was difficult for me to get the thing to move in the right directions and stuff to find the actual anomalies. And I did not like that.
Yeah, I did find using the mouse and keyboard, it was harder to find the anomalies. Once again, the gamepad
controller
was a lot easier with.
I just hope it is so much because I played all for the other 3 Mass Effects, and I used to spin ding, ding, and it felt like busy work. Spend all day swifting planets around. And I mean, 15, 20 minutes doing a whole galaxy of these or going around trying to find everything. That was not fun gameplay.
See, I actually enjoyed doing that, and I enjoyed the ones where I could land on the planet.
Well, landing on a planet's another story. I did the ones where you were just in space, just doing this little
you have
annoying
research.
ping game.
You have research and stuff you can do in your ship. So with that, you need the resources if you want to get the advanced technology and stuff. And I guess I should have mentioned this with the gameplay was the scanner. You have to scan all this stuff to get research data to do your. At
least that's during active gameplay, though, so I didn't mind that as much from what I saw. It looked pretty cool.
But anyway, the side quests seemed fun. I mean, they were definitely there. They're plentiful. They're probably going to open up the way the side quests, because I wasn't able to complete all the side quests because some of them needed me to go further in the game.
How were they written? Just on the story, how was it written? Like, were these interesting side quests, or did they just feel like go kill rats, go collect milk?
Some of them were interesting. A lot of them were that busy work.
Yeah.
Where you were going around the ship scanning stuff.
Well, Mass Effect used to be well known for having these really riveting side quests, like the ones where you go and it's like the planet where the plants and to control the people. Yeah. There were some awesome side stories.
Well, no, and there were some good ones. Like there was this one where you're going around and you keep finding these little bitty notes and stuff, and as you pieced it more and more together, you got to find this researcher stuff, and that one was really intriguing. Okay. And you sort of pieced that one together just by exploring, and stuff like that. So I mean, some of them are intriguing. Some of them were just fetch and run type side quests.
The next important part then is NPCs. I mean, who's populating this game world?
Yeah, so I mean, the NPCs, there seemed to be most races were there. There was one race that did not come.
The Quarians?
Yeah.
Well, I just guessed.
Now, they were supposed to grab, I think, some other smaller races and stuff, I think, is what the story was behind them. And so they were going to depart later in a different arc. And no one knows if they did or didn't. Yeah. Because they didn't.
That could be DLC.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
But
so they may or may not show up.
But voice acting, personalities.
Well, still on NPCs, before I get there, there's, like I said, so you have the what was the big guys?
Krogans.
The Krogans. There's not many of them on the ship. They all left the ship. So you only see like one of them, I think, on the ship. So those are out in your environment, which is sort of a neat aspect that you could run into them because they're going around doing what Krogan do.
You didn't expect the Krogans to stay on the ship and chill.
Yeah, they're going around just causing mayhem, with these aliens that are...
That's why the heck the aliens are hostile when you land. You let loose Krogans in there. The pirate are just like, you guys are assholes.
From the story, they were hostile right away.
Yeah.
I think they attacked the ship.
I think I'd be hostile if I saw a Krogan.
Because, I mean, when you get to the ship, the NPC, the characters that are in the ship are already in dismay because they were attacked by this race. They lost a bunch of their leadership. I mean, you walk into a shitstorm. It is not a...
Yeah.
Now, as far as the graphics with the NPCs and stuff, the faces aren't pretty. There's been a lot. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably already watched other things where people complain about the faces. You've probably seen the faces. I don't have as big of a problem with that as I guess a lot of people. I mean, what did you?
I'm used to ugly faces in these games. I was more tripped out by that expressions they kept making.
I'm a fan of Bethesda games. I know ugly face.
But I've never seen the faces made that I saw. And like, whoa. When in the first scenes, they look at each other and just go like.
To me, this was not Bethesda face quality ugly.
True.
I'm about the same way. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but the thing that bothers me is when they're talking and the words aren't keeping up with them. It's not synced well.
Well, see, and I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
The words seemed pretty synced. I did hear several people say that the words weren't synced up. I didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
It may be an FPS thing. So.
But no, the faces were faces.
Yeah. Now, like he said, some people mentioned is the expressions, and they did make some butt ugly expressions. I mean, the expressions were sort of weird.
It's all O faces.
But
we're not exactly happy with them, but we're not really going to complain about them.
Yeah. Other than the NPCs, though, the rest of the graphics I thought were beautiful. I really enjoyed the graphics.
The planet. I went back. And I played parts of 1, 2, and 3 again. And I did, yes, I did. I played parts of 1, 2, and 3 yesterday. And I just did that, one, to familiarize myself a little bit more, and then to compare. Mm-hmm. And there's just no comparison. There's no comparison.
A lot better.
Andromeda looks so much better.
Yeah. It is a pretty game as far as that, if you can get past the butterface.
Which most of the game you're not looking somebody in the face.
Well, no, and I mean honestly, to me, that's not what I'm playing the game for anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I like to make a sexy character, but that's just me,
And then we have sound, the voice acting. Most of the voice acting I thought was decent. Mm-hmm. There were some that me and Damien laughed when the first Krogan you meet.
Y'all told me about this. Yeah, apparently it's a female Krogan.
Yeah.
But they did not try.
But they did it in such a way, it was that lispy, like stereotypical gay voice, And I'm just like, I know they didn't. Oh my God. And me and Damien are both just got our heads down like, oh God, no.
And then the Krogan was addressed as ma'am, and we're like, oh, well, that's not much better, but
no.
But one of my favorite actors is the voice for the father in the game.
Yeah.
And I think he did a really good job. I think that the expression and everything in there.
Well, it's that good, deep, rumbly voice, that you expect from a N7, grizzled old Pathfinder,
And I just think he did a great job. And then I didn't really like the female voice, the female character voice. Uh-huh. Didn't really like it, but hey.
Well, I mean, even the male that you're playing's voice isn't the greatest.
Yeah, I haven't even heard it yet.
I mean, his replies are a little on the bland side.
This ain't Shep and Fem. The voice, the main character voice acting isn't quite the same tier yet.
But he's not a very confident shepherd at this point. So I'm hoping that maybe as you develop in the game and he builds more confidence in his skills, and he actually.
Or he gets replaced in the sequel.
Yeah, and he actually garnishes some
balls.
Huh?
Balls.
Yeah, well, or just some recognition from people that, and his confidence gets built up that he'll actually start speaking more commanded. Yeah.
And this doesn't really fall into sound, but that was one of the problems that I had. But we're coming from Mass Effect with Shepard. Shepard's always confident. Shepard's always on top of it.
Shepard does Spectre really fast and just represents.
My character in Andromeda is just like, well, maybe we'll make it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm just so uncertain.
Quick thing to throw in, though, because this may also be part of it. No Renegade, no Paragon.
Yeah, that's...
If you haven't checked on it. So the other thing is there is no option.
Yeah. So the conversations, they do the thing where, and I think another one did where it has the little symbols so you
Mass
can
Effect.
have professional sounding, logical, and so forth type. Sadly, you don't get a reply for every one of them every time.
Yeah.
So sometimes both replies are just sort of in conversations. But at least you can sort of pick a tone, and like I said, he doesn't really come off with the tone very well.
Renegade is God.
and it's in the very beginning when you get to
Yeah.
the Nexus. It's right there because that woman just gets all up in your face, and there's nothing you
There's no
can
button to
say.
slap the hell out of him.
There's nothing
Oh,
you can say. You just
yeah.
have to take it.
I can see both of y'all on the controller just hitting RB, like, where's the Renegade?
yeah.
I'm shit. Click,
You know,
click, click,
I mean,
click.
yeah, but that's the truth. He and I both were like, "Oh no, she didn't."
Yeah.
No, you weren't. You were like, oh, I'm sorry.
No,
That was the only
I
choice
mean,
you
in
had.
real life.
I know
in
what
real
I'm saying.
life,
No,
we're
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
oh, no.
But your wheel was like,
Yeah, but that's
All right.
final
So,
conclusion.
final conclusion, what do you think? Overall.
Overall, it's gonna be an awesome damn game, man.
All right. Yeah, I mean, with its flaws, I still think the game is going to be well worth playing, well worth buying.
It is
I'm
definitely
looking-
a buy now, don't
Yes.
wait for sale.
I'm looking forward to it. I am definitely waiting for here in Central Time, 11 p.m. Monday night, so that I can play this game.
You gonna be off Tuesday?
Sadly, no. I have to work, so
I'm going to buy it. You guys have sold me on it. I'm not a huge sci-fi guy, and Mass Effect 3 left me with a slight bad taste in my mouth at the ending. But this game looks fun. I'm curious what's going to happen with the story.
Well,
And
I
the
mean,
combat really caught my attention.
yeah. Well, I mean, I had talked to him about the combat. Man, the combat's just I like it so much better than the others.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah, it's a fun style of combat.
But anyway, in conclusion,
Yeah, so in conclusion, go buy it. And keep an eye here. We're going to do a second video once we have the full game and we play it a bit. And if you go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment on this video, when we put out the next video, we're going to give away a copy. So,
Can I win?
no. So be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll randomly pick somebody, and in the second video where we actually talk about the full game, we will give a code out to one of those people randomly, and we'll announce it there. So, thanks for watching, and enjoy.
So, we weren't going to bring up my favorite Asari, Jizz Chin. And she had a good face. They got it just right, but it's right there the whole time. I just want to be like, you got a little,
Oh,
you got a little DNA.
I hate that you pointed that out to me when I was playing. It's just like, you're like, what's up with her chin? And it's like Jizz Chin. And I'm just like, oh, I can't unsee it now. Doc, wipe it off.